47. Welcome to Newsfeed. My name is Mumbi Chege. Now, the Deputy President William Ruto has broken his silence on the ongoing county revenue sharing standoff. The DP in his Twitter handle said the ongoing revenue formula debate is unnecessarily divisive. He adds that the Constitution envisages fair and equitable sharing for all resources. The Deputy President says that Senate must structure a win-win formula that is sensitive to proposals made without hurting any county. Senators are set to meet tomorrow to vote on the formula that has been postponed for 4 times now. A section of Jubilee senators have threatened to withdraw their support on BBI if their NASA counterparts will not support the disputed third generation formula. And Maasai elders have expressed opposition on the disputed third generation formula that has elicited a heated debate in the country. Nanok Loren now reports.
As the debate around the revenue allocation formula continues, Maasai elders led by former Councillor Matiko Ole Sadera have called on the Senate to reject the disputed formula, saying pastoralist counties like Narok, Mandera, Kajiado, Turkana and others have been left behind and will continue to be marginalized. He called upon the Senate to retain the current formula.
Ile pesa ilipewa kaunti ya Narok isikatwe hata ndururu. Na sio Narok peke yake, Kajiado, inji kama Marsabit, inji isile sa wale wafukaji ambaye mimi sitetei wafukaji peke yake. Hata kama Kiambu inaonekana ilikuwa na majority ya watu, hata kama wapi area iko na watu, waongezewe pesa nyingine, lakini ile ambaye ilikuwa hapo mbeleni hata kama itaojo bila kuongezwa, lakini sisi tusinyang'anywe ile yetu. Hata kaunti wanapojaribu kugawa hiyo pesa haitoshei bado. Kwa hivyo sisi tunalia kwamba hiyo mambo tuachiwe hiyo pesa yetu ambayo tulipata wakati huo.
His sentiments were echoed by Kelena Olenchoy, saying every county needs fairness for them to be in the same level with other counties.
Senate hiyo wanapaswa kuangalia pia mambo kama hayo, isiwe ni wingi wa watu tu peke yake, labda sehemu zingine ambayo zina watu wengi. Na tayari simeendelea zaidi. Sasa lazima kila sehemu ya nchi ifikiriwe ili iweze kuinuka na kufikia yale mengine, kwa sababu itakuwa ni faida kwetu.
At least 18 senators from less populous counties that might face a slash on revenue allocation are opposing the proposed formula. Nanok Loren, TV 47.
Thank you, Nanok Loren, for that story. Remember, you can also talk to us on our various social media platforms. Now, a standoff is looming at City Hall between the members of the County Assembly and County Speaker Beatrice Elachi. At least 51 MCAs have signed to impeach Elachi, whom they accuse, among other things, abuse of office, intimidation, and militarizing City Hall. Mwangi Maina is following up the matter and now joins us live from the city center. Mwangi Maina, what else do we know so far?
Well, Mumbi Chege, thank you. We're coming to you from outside the Nairobi City County offices. Some MCAs allied to the NMS, or rather the County Speaker Beatrice Elachi, have had a press conference some few minutes ago, and they're saying they are in support of the Speaker Beatrice Elachi, and she's going nowhere. This comes a day after a group of MCAs said they have almost brought together around 54 signatures seeking to remove the county speaker from her office. But these MCAs are saying that Elachi is not going anywhere, and instead next week they'll be tabling an impeachment motion against Governor Mike Sonko. They're saying that the stalemate that is facing the NMS is a result of the misunderstanding that is there between the county boss, who is Mike Sonko, and the NMS boss, Major General Badi. And we're just waiting to see the events that will unfold. What will happen if who goes first? It's either County Speaker Beatrice Elachi, or is it Governor Mike Sonko, and the events leading to the impeachment of either.
Thank you for that, Mwangi Maina. We shall be bringing you full details on that report in Nairobi County in our subsequent bulletins. Now, BODABODA operators are now complaining of the killing of one of their own in Uasin Gishu County. Addressing the media here in Nairobi, the operators called on the police to conduct thorough investigations into the killings. Let's listen into that.
Na BODABODA station hatuko pamoja na wao, na ndio wanaweza kuwa ni members wetu, lakini wametumiwa vibaya na serikali. Kwa hiyo tunataka kusema ya kwamba watu wa BODABODA Association of Kenya tuko organized, na mipango yetu tunataka serikali iweze kuiangalia na kujua ya kwamba mambo tunafanya kwa mipangilio, na tusichukuliwe kama watu wahuni, watu wa kufanya vituko ambavyo havistahili.
2 days ago, we actually received a report from our regional leaders, and especially leaders that are from Uasin Gishu, who actually sent us a report that one of our BODABODA chairman, who is coordinating activities of our branch in Eldoret and Uasin Gishu as a whole, was brutally murdered, and finally his body was actually found in a thicket in one of their farms. And nothing was stolen from him. Everything was found with him intact. His motorcycle was also found in a farm somewhere, but his body was brutally mutilated. I mean, it is unacceptable. The way and the form under which his body was actually found is in a very bad shape. And we are suspecting, because we are talking to the leaders on the ground, we are suspecting that there is leadership wrangles that are really touching, leadership wrangles that are really touching with different governments. And in this form, I'm talking about, we have a county government. There was an issue of mambo ya malipo, mambo ya pesa hapa na pale. Na tunapozungumza, that is one thing. But number two, there is also this issue ya uongozi ambayo iko kwa ground, because this leader was just elected the other day, and there are people that were totally disgruntled with his leadership. But majority of the BODABODA circles, which Mr. Ibrahim Murgor, the guy that was killed, had managed to put them together. And there was a good direction when you go to Eldoret, under which BODABODA were now being managed. So, this is very, very shocking. Wakati tulipata that information, na tukasikia kwamba huyu kiongozi ambaye hivi majuzi tu was installed.
And the supermarket in Wajir town is counting losses after fire exploded in the building. Isadine Haji reports from Wajir.
Around 2 hours ago, some of the staff were reporting that there was some fire at the store, back store. So when we rushed, the fire had already become a little big. We called the county government, we called the KA, and we're very glad that they responded on time. The county government came roughly 15 to 20 minutes, KA came 30 minutes later. So we were happy by the response.
Ningependa kusema ya kwamba chanzo ama kiini cha moto hasa akichajulikana, lakini kulingana na maelezo yale ambayo tumepata ni kwamba kulikuwa na generator inawaka because hakukuwa na stima. Stima ilipokuja ndio kukawa na explosion.
Police in Hamisi sub-county in Vihiga have netted bang worth 3 million shillings on transit along Chavakali Kapsabet Road in Musasa following a tip-off from the public. The destination of the narcotic, which was being transported in a Toyota Fielder saloon car, is yet to be established. No suspects have been arrested as the occupants of the car parked it in a maize plantation and fled upon realizing police were on the trail.
The DCIO received a report actually from a good citizen of this country who informed him that there was a car suspected to be carrying a load of cannabis sativa, that is bang. And upon receiving the report, the DCIO swiftly dispatched these men.
But immediately again I received information the same vehicle had diverted to a junction heading towards Kibiri Forest, which diverts at Musasa Shopping Center. When the officers moved, they found the motor vehicle parked along the path in a maize plantation, and around it, when they checked, there was no occupant in the vehicle. We believe for them to divert from the highway, they had been informed of the pursuit, and they diverted. Unfortunately, we didn't get the occupants. We do not know how many they were, and at the moment, we do not know the ownership of the vehicle. We believe that the occupants may not have been more than 2 from the way the cannabis was packed in the vehicle. We have a total of 2,168 stones and 2 sacks containing brooms of cannabis sativa.
And at least 5 international airlines have confirmed a resumption of flights in and out of the county starting tomorrow. The 5 are Qatar Airways, British Airways, KLM, Emirates and Air France, according to Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala. Emirates is set to begin with a repatriation flight from Nairobi to Dubai tomorrow at 4:15 p.m. while British Airways will start flying on 1st of August. The rest, KLM, Qatar Airways and British Airways, will start their flights on 3rd of August. The flights are resuming after President Uhuru Kenyatta lifted a ban on local and international flights. The tourism industry in Malindi is set to get a major facelift after a 230 million project funded by the World Bank kicked off this week. The project entails the tarmacking of Barclays Bank Mtangani Road, setting up a new drainage system to replace the old one, and establishment of a recycling plant at the Malindi dumping site. Already the construction of the roadworks has begun and is expected to cover a stretch of 800 meters, which authorities revealed would be set up into bitumen standards.
This is a BQ, it is almost in 6 months, the period of the project. But we are talking that contractor is taking maximum 3 months. After 3 months, we are going to finish this, the project.
So ni barabara ya muhimu sana, na tunashukuru serikali kwa imepeana upewa mbele wa kurekebisha hii barabara, na itafaidisha watu wengi. Hii barabara itafungua hii njia yote, kwa njia ya watu kuenda itafungua.
And a section of religious leaders from Kajiado County have condemned some governors for what they say to be foreshadowing of Kenyans' deaths due to COVID-19. This is after some governors reportedly requested for body bags and allocated land for cemeteries. The leaders are now calling on the governors to use the funds set aside for the activity to buy sanitizers and improve on health services.
Maneno tumesikia na tukaona kwa vyombo vya habari na tukaona pia kwa magazeti ya kuwa magavana wetu wamekuja na binu ya kuleta mifuko na kununua makaburi kwa ajili ya kuwazika wa Kenya. Korona hii ina miezi minne Kenya. Sasa ni nini hiki ambacho kitachochea watu wengi kufa ambao hawajakufa na miezi minne? Hata katika desturi za Wakenya na Waafrika kwa jumla, mtu hazikwi, hapangiwi mazishi kabla hajafa. Ni nini hiki ambacho kinafanya tupangie Wakenya mazishi wakiwa sokoni wanaendelea na shughuli zao?
Bana kidogo kusema kwa governors wetu. Muliambiwa vizuri muende mununue vitanda. Kila county vitanda 300. President anawaongojea mulete ripoti, munarudi hamujanunua. Sasa muna pesa ya kununua viwanja ya kuwasika Wakenya na mifuko ya kuwaweka Wakenya. Sisi kama watumishi wa Mungu tunaona nyinyi ni waongo na Kenya haitakubaliana na maneno yenu. The chairman of the governors, Oparanya, anasema tayari yeye amenunua na ni yeye ndio kiongozi anayeongelea watu wote, ambaye na juzi alikuwa anafanya mikutano ya kutengeneza mirengo ya kufanya siasa 2022. Ni siasa ya nini unatafuta kama watu wanakufa? Tungependa magavana wafanye vitu tatu, waachane na mambo ya makaburi, maana hiyo haiwezekani. Wekeni sanitizers, wekeni maji kwa masoko, muwanunulie Wakenya wanyonge barakoa na mutibu watu kabla hamujawaua.
Elsewhere, Chuka University has dedicated a historical ground to a green park in commemoration of several historical events that took place at the university grounds. Now, speaking while launching the park, Chuka Vice-Chancellor Professor Erastus Njoka revealed that the park was significant to the university's history, as the lady who prophesied the coming of the institution had built a house at the ground many years ago. Kenyans have been urged to plant trees that will increase the forest cover.
Our first president alikuja kwa huu uwanja akazungumza mambo ya independence, akaambia watu ameshika mzungu na sasa watu wangoje kushikilia kabisa ili aende. Hapa tu 1947 ndege zilikuwa zikianguka hapa. Interview zote za Eastern Province, wakati tulikuwa na province za polisi za military zilikuwa zikifanywa hapa, recruitment sports za province zilikuwa zikifanywa hapa, na hapa kuwa na kitu kwa sababu palikuwa pamebarikiwa kutoka zamani. Na hapa ndipo mwanamke yule anaitwa Njerusa Kanywa alikuwa akiishi, na akasema hapa kutakuwa na mlima. Hapa uwezo ukafanya kitu nduni, uwanja, nyumba, kila kitu. Hata ukijaribu utashindwa, kwa sababu hapa ni mahali pa vitu vikubwa.
And parents in Embu have been requested to allow their children to actively participate in acting and other forms of arts to avoid getting involved in crime and other vices. The youth have also been challenged to avoid engaging in destructive behaviors which may ruin their lives, such as substance abuse and engaging in premarital sex. Now, this comes at a time when Dalmic Media, a film company from Embu, has enlisted about 18 young talents in the county to feature in a short film.
I've had a lot of youth with a lot of talent. Na unamuuliza, mbona ukujangi hapa kila siku? Sasa unapata youth anakwambia, shida si mimi, shida ni mzazi. Unapata mzazi anasema, hii mambo ya muziki, mambo ya sports, mambo ya acting, haitakusaidia and all that kind of things. Sasa ukijana ukitaka akae nyumbani, what else? Si atajiingiza tu kwa mambo ambayo hayafai. Ule mtu anafikiria talent hailipi ama haisupport. If you look at the negative side of it, it is worse. talent is an option. Saizi vijana wako shule, wanaweza potea kwa drugs, wanaweza potea into early pregnancies, yeah, and all negative kind of influences out there. Mbona asikuja hapa talent kali tumfunze muziki, tumfunze kuunda filamu? Mbona anakaa nyumbani?
Please guys, we have Akina OJ. We are here to nurture you people. Tafadhali, just come.
Thank you for staying with us on Newsfeed this afternoon. Remember, you can talk to us on our various social media platforms, TV47KE, on Twitter, TV47 Kenya, on Facebook. You can tell us your views on some of the stories we have for you this afternoon. Now, Kayole residents are living in fear of attacks by suspected land grabbers who they claim are terrorizing the area, claiming to be a security group in the estate.
The residents who claim to be the real owners of the said plot of land say suspected grabbers have grabbed uncountable plots which they sell to unsuspecting private developers at low rates. They also say the suspected grabbers have been demolishing walls of different plots under police supervision.
Goons who are accompanied by the local administration and the local security who are complicit kwa kufanya hii mambo wanafanya. So ningeomba serikali itusaidie kwa sababu we spend a lot of money investing yet we don't have any security.
Hii viwanja tumenunua na tuko na title. Kitu kinatusubua gunsi zinatoka huko nje wanakuja kusubua watu. Na hii ni radi ya watu na sio ya kuiba, ni ya mtu mwenyewe. Sasa kama mtu kama mimi mzee akipigwa na hii gunsi hakuna kuamuka, na ni kitu yangu, sio kitu ya kupewa bure.
They are now living in fear of attacks even after reporting the matter severally at Kayole and Buruburu police station with no action being taken.
Huwezi jenga hata hii ukuta, huwezi jenga kama utoi pesa. Unaitishwa pesa na vijana, wanakuambia ndio wanasimamia area hii, ndio security sijui ya huku. Kwani tunashindwa? Kwani tuko na arms mbili ya security? Kuna moja ile iko na uniform, ama ile inajulikana, ama ile ingine haina uniform. Tuambiwe, na tungetaka Matiang'i hata kama ni rais aulize maneno watu ya RADS. Tuambie rais title hii ni fake kama sio fake, sababu tuko na barua. Tuitwe watu wote waekelee title. Tuambie hii sio halali, hii ni halali. Ikiwa sio hivyo, hapa inaonekana vile hii maneno ikiendelea hivi kunaweza mwagika damu, na sisi ni watu wanapenda amani.
The residents now want the government to intervene and help them because their cry has fallen on deaf ears.
Let's now look at the sports news. Juventus clinched a 9th consecutive